Daphne. I'm 36 years old, based out of Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
So what do you do here in Austin for a living?
I'm a nurse, an LVN, and I work with home health patients, like trach vent patients.
So you're one of those evil people who stick people with needles and make them pass out. Not talking about myself, definitely. Not at all. I'm not afraid of needles. I have no fears.
I don't do
that. Cool. Well, I love nurses. That's awesome. My mom's a nurse. So always a big fan. Great career path to go down. What are you making right now in this position?
So I would say like my monthly income that hits my bank is no less than $7,500 a month.
$7,500 a month?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Net?
Is it crazy?
This is really freaking, again, nursing is great. And that's $90,000 post-taxes, post-retirement contribution, post-health insurance, post any other benefits.
Yeah, and that's really the minimum.
That's the minimum. Well, what do you think it is on average?
Probably a little closer to 85, but I try to... That's funny because I have no money, so...
Well, that's your choices. I know. That was literally going to be my question. I was going to be like, how the did you possibly get into this kind of debt, and how the and why the does it still exist would be the main question. Because, okay, maybe we get into that because of bad mistakes, but now we have $8,500 coming in on a monthly basis on average, coming in after taxes.
Yes.
After benefits. That could essentially wipe this first card off the... Okay.
Which one is that?
Well, this is the Discover. We'll go through them, but I just why? Why are they not paid for?
I can tell you the whole story. My life kind of fell apart this year.
This year?
Yeah, okay. Just pretty much this year.
Why? What happened?
So I moved here a year ago, and I bought my house in January, and I was working. So typically for me, working full time is 72 hours a week. I work
that's what it pays.
Yeah. Yeah. So I work 2 full-time jobs minimum.
Both nursing?
Yeah.
And the 85 is after that? Oh, okay. So that's both jobs combined. That's not just the nursing job. The one of the nursing.
Yeah, no, that's all my income. So both of my jobs, and my child support all together.
Go ahead.
So after I bought my house, and I was super proud of myself. Yes, the first house ever. It was so beautiful.
Sure.
One of my full-time patients passed away.
Which is going to happen in that line of work,
Not typically. No. Like I've been doing home health for 4 years now.
Home health? We're not just talking elderly people?
Sometimes elderly. So when I
elderly
here,
people tend to sometimes no longer
like
exist.
right away.
Not right away, but no.
So I started working in the ALS community, which is an absolutely horrific disease.
Yeah, terrible.
I feel so badly for those families, and so that happened, and then it takes several weeks to like establish with a new patient.
Through an agency or through yourself?
I work through agencies. Okay. Yeah, staffing agencies, and then so I established with a new patient, and then it happened again. So I'm not, that happened 3 times this year. I lost.
You didn't have an emergency fund?
I did kind of. Like when I moved into my house, I probably had like $10,000-$15,000 in the bank.
Okay, which I don't know your budget, so I don't know what that would have covered, but...
So, okay, that's not the part where it like really fell apart. But anyway, that made it difficult. And then so in May, so my children, I have 2 children.
Ages?
15 and 4.
Okay.
Their dad is very, very ill. And so in May, he actually got a terminal diagnosis. So, okay, please don't freak out when I tell you this sentence. Just listen to the situation. We had to take an emergency trip to Hawaii because he lives in Hawaii.
Okay. Well, sure.
It just sounds stupid. Like when I...
Well, not really. That's where he's based out of. Not really, but it's obviously an expensive trip.
Very.
But I mean, it makes sense.
Basically, financially just devastated my entire life.
How much did it cost?
So it cost upwards of $4,000 in expenses alone, and then another $4,000 in my lost income for like the weeks that we were
that does
there.
not explain all the balances we have.
Well, that was like all accumulating during the period of not having patients.
That's why we have an emergency fund. In your situation, if we know the people we work with.
I used it all when I put all my money on my down payment on my house.
That's not an emergency fund.
No. Well, not having a house is also an emergency.
No, you can rent. You rent.
No.
You save up a down payment, and you do never get into the world of property ownership where expenses always come from repairs that always come unexpected. You do not get into that until you have a 6-month emergency fund of what would cover the budget once you have your mortgage, property taxes, everything included, and minimum living expenses.
I had like $25,000. Anyway,
you just said it went all to a down payment.
I couldn't rent because I have to stay where my parents are because they help me with my kids.
What? What? You can't rent a house?
Not away from my parents because I work night shifts.
What? Are you saying there was not a single place, a single piece of property near your parents that is rentable? Not a single piece.
No, Well, I could tell you where we really live. I don't live in Austin.
But in like the metro area?
No. I live in.
Okay, I'm sure there's rental. We bleeped it. I'm sure there's rental. Should I look?
No, I need to live on the same property as my parents.
I know. Why couldn't you rent?
Because I work night shift.
No, that's fine. We rent a 3-bedroom house. Why can't... Okay, how many bedrooms is your house right now?
A 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Why can't we rent that?
And then move my parents in?
Yes. That's the same exact thing, except you're not getting equity.
If I was paying rent all that time, I wouldn't have a down payment for my house.
That's not... Buddy. You make $8,500 a month net.
Yeah, so...
If you paid rent of $1,500, $2,000, that does not equal $8,500 a month.
But when my patients passed away, I wasn't making that much money. Oh my gosh. So anyway, this whole credit card situation is because I had some bills on auto pay. But as you can see, did I have any transactions on any of them?
No.
But
why are you not making progress? And that's not what I'm upset about. And I'm going to get to what I'm upset about.
I didn't have money.
How long? When's the last time one of them passed away?
It was right before I went to Hawaii.
Which was?
July.
So pretty recent, and you've landed and established that patient, new patient?
Yes. So this
Well, again, we do not get a house until we have a fully funded emergency fund. You are basically, I would consider you almost a business owner in terms of your operation of how this works. I would probably have a 12-month emergency fund in this business. I wouldn't have a single ounce of fun or do anything or get a house or anything unless you had a 12-month emergency fund. You went across it the wrong way. You losing a patient in a job where the patients are lost should not be a surprise, should not wind us in the debt. It should not. That's not an excuse.
We were living in a camp.
Off.
Okay.
A camper, that's fine. It's not that I want you to stay there. It's that I could find you a rental property. Let's do it now. I will prove you wrong, and I will show you. And if I'm wrong, I'll fully admit it.
But how would I rent and then have my parents... My parents need to be with, like, where I am.
Why could they not live in a place you rent? This doesn't make sense.
Because the property that we live on is their property, and that's where they run their business.
You bought their house?
I bought my house and put it on their property. And now you're going to think I'm even stupider.
Oh. Wait. So you purchased a build a home on their property?
Yes. So they bought a big piece.
You don't own the plot of land underneath it?
No, but I mean, it's going to go to me anyway at some point. And they're gracious enough that they don't charge me any rent to have my house on there. And like I use from the well, like we're really in a rural area. And so we're off of like well and septic.
So they couldn't live off of their own property.
It was a totally Oh, you mean they couldn't live off of? No, because of the businesses that they operate from there.
I want to take a brief moment to thank today's video sponsor, Rakuten. Rakuten is the largest cashback site, partnering with over 3,500 big brands like Nike, Target, Walmart, Walgreens, and many more to bring you cash back, coupons, and promo codes, all for free. And using Rakuten is super easy. You just click the links on Rakuten or use the browser extension, then just shop on your favorite stores' websites like you normally do. And for this week only, you can get 10% cash back at hundreds of stores using Rakuten. And if you use my link here to sign up, or the link in the description below, you can get a $30 sign-up bonus when you make a qualifying purchase. So if you love saving money while shopping like I do, give Rakuten a try. Click the link in the description box below and start getting that cash back today. What type of businesses?
My dad is a diesel mechanic, so he has a huge shop there, and him and my brother do like
by the way, in that small town, 21 properties that would qualify for what you're looking for, that you could have well afforded on your income. Yes.
Well, I give other people my money
temporarily. It's not that I don't want you to get a house. I want you to get a house. I want everyone to get a house. You just don't get a house without an emergency fund.
I already have the house, so that's all. I think that's kind of what happened. Like after I got my house,
I just don't like the excuses. You're allowing it to be excuses.
Well, I needed a place to live.
There it is.
That was it. Anyway, that's already done. So now I'm in a position where I can start cleaning this big old mess up.
Should have been doing it already, but go ahead. There's no reason that this should exist. There's no reason.
But it does now.
Yes.
So now I want to clean it up.
No, we can clean it up. But I don't beat someone up for taking this out. What I will do is beat up the reasons as to why. And because it's continued behavior. If we don't address why we didn't do this, cough, cough, we did not have an emergency fund for a job. We definitely need one. And cough, cough, because we got a house, because we refuse to rent, because we don't understand how money works when it comes to buying property and needing an emergency fund, because properties that we own always break down and properties that you rent would be taken care of by a landlord. Okay, cough, cough, because we just continue making mistakes financially. So if we don't address them, if we don't talk about them, then there's nothing to say. None of that will continue in the future. I'm not going to be, there's a $9,000 balance on here. You took this out. That's crazy. No, but the actions around and why is what we can talk about. And then, yes, I will get upset, as I have done so far, when we make excuses around them instead of accepting responsibility and that what we did was dumb as
Okay, all of this part, yes, totally done.
In the house without an emergency fund.
I needed a place to live, but we were living in a camper with 2 kids, myself. I work during the night, so I have to sleep during the day.
What type of businesses do they have?
It's like construction.
Okay.
Like big, I don't know.
And they construct.
Big equipment.
They construct?
Heavy equipment. They do like groundwork. So lots of big, heavy equipment.
They do the jobs?
Scrapers and they have all of that equipment.
But they need you for medical care?
My parents?
Uh-huh.
No, I need them for childcare.
Childcare
at night.
Childcare. I listened to that wrong. Okay, at night.
Yeah.
So okay.
I work 6 nights a week,
I will absolutely push back. I will absolutely push back. Congratulations. Let's go into my life a little, shall we? Cool. My grandma watched me all the time. Cool. My aunt watched me all the time when I was a kid and my parents were at their jobs. My mom's a nurse. So there we go. Very similar situation. Guess what? She drove a few minutes to drop me off at that house. Do you need to live on the same property for that? No. You drop off and you pick up.
At night?
Yeah. There's a guest bed.
6 nights a week.
Do they not have where does the child sleep?
They sleep in our house.
Okay, and the grandparents go over there?
My parents are right next door. Their camper is parked right next to my house.
Okay, so could they not? They're in a camper right now too?
They're in the same camper because their house is still being built.
Oh my gosh. This is just so weird.
So, I mean, hopefully their house will be done.
Did you sell the
by
camper?
This year. My parents? Yeah. No, they still live in the camper.
Okay. Could the kid have slept in the camper? The kids.
Well, when we were all living in the camper,
could they still sleep in there without the house having been built? Can they sleep in there? All I'm saying.
We did that for 6 months.
All I'm saying is, as long as it's not a dangerous situation. Is it a dangerous situation? Are there wolves breaking into the camper? Is the camper falling apart?
We do have coyotes, and no, the camper's
spooky.
not falling.
Okay, so
our puppy got.
Well, you rent for a year while we save up the proper amount to actually go into a property without f***ing up and getting us into this situation of which we have not even come close to addressing yet. That is when, okay, we drop them off there and they can stay there as they normally have throughout the night. We build a house eventually, or we buy a house. First of all, I don't like that you built a house on a property that you don't even own. So, yes, it should come to you, and we better hope it does now because you've bet on that.
Yeah. And they don't charge me any rent for having my house there, like on their property.
How big is the property, do you know?
It's like 16 acres, okay. 15, 16 acres.
So we have a credit card, and you're right. You have not spent on any of these. So let's go through the debts, but we will talk about a few things that are quite upsetting.
Quite upsetting? I know. I'm a big mess.
Do you know what's upsetting?
Mostly that I didn't have money to make any payments on the majority of these.
Which, again, should not be in your... Shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't be a thing for you in your income. You've made the choices necessary for that to have failed.
Yes.
And without us addressing them, accepting responsibility, accepting that maybe we didn't make the exact right choice. And yes, you want the best place for your kids. You want the best future for your kids. The risk surrounding what you've gotten into can make you end up in a worse situation overall. If we go in with things to cover our overall risk profile, that protects you and the kids. And that's the emergency fund that's renting for a little bit in order to make sure we're getting into the home purchase. That makes sense. Okay, so $9,069.84 with $198 of interest accrued, $41 of fees. Minimum monthly payment, my goodness, $1,595. Now, geez, your credit score is almost in the 400s.
I know, but it usually hangs around 750. So that's why, like, when this started, it just went boom into the garbage can.
What do we have?
Which one?
We have a late fee.
I'm sure.
A late fee.
I'm sure.
What? Do we have late fees constantly? Yeah, actually. Death.
I know there's late fees on some of them.
Yeah, you've had about 5 late fees on this card so far this year.
Yeah.
Just $1,619. There's no excuse. What? You took a breath in like you were about to say something.
It was mostly because my life fell apart that I actually didn't even look up how much this was.
I will allow that for, our life falls apart for a month, maybe 2 months. 5 missed payments in a year where there's only been 9 months at the time of this statement. 5 out of 9. 5 out of 9. Mm-hmm. Of which your patients were not always dead during that time. They're not always dead. You were collecting money.
Oh, that's the other one. I know. I'll check your blood pressure after this.
Well, what's upsetting me here? What's upsetting me here is that
it's upsetting to you. It's upsetting to me too. I couldn't even
the number might be upsetting to you, but what's upsetting to me is that we can go through all this and I can create a plan to actually get out of it, but you've not accepted responsibility for a single thing. You've not accepted that anything that was done has been incorrect. It's like, okay, I can make the plan to get out of it, but will you actually follow it? I am not confident so far in this conversation.
I take total responsibility of all of these cards.
Responsibility, but not accepting, but not acknowledging it was bad. And the actions that were bad.
This is bad. This is a huge mess.
So you shouldn't have bought a house. So you shouldn't have bought a house yet? Exactly. 1,000. It's just basic math, dude.
Just that one thing about my house. Like, I need a house.
Do you know how much a house costs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, one thing. If we're talking about one little thing, but it's like the biggest part of our net worth, biggest part of our debt, biggest part of our monthly payment.
It's like 25% of my monthly income.
Well, again, that part of the math, maybe that part of the math makes sense, but we just don't get a house without a fully funded emergency fund, and you wanting to get into it quicker than over actual math. $290 of interest stolen from me this month on this card.
Yeah.
You must have not made because the minimum monthly payment
I didn't make payments on these for a long time.
Oh, $1,500.
I didn't have any
So these aren't
money.
the normal minimum monthly payments. I wonder what they will be once you catch up on things. Yeah. Total fees this year charged $106. $2,465 of interest accrued this year so far. Kill me death at a 26.99% interest rate. Ruin everything. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like a zombie with death debt. Oh, is this American Express? I totally paid it off.
American Express doesn't exist
Gone.
anymore.
Goodbye.
Good job. Okay. We can celebrate that. That's great. Good.
And I paid I didn't even send my MasterCard because that got paid off too.
Oh, very good.
Past month.
Very, very good. Well, progress is being showed. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And if you wanna celebrate with me right now, because that just made me feel better, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers. I can't even believe I'm saying that. That's insane. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far. Thank you to you for subscribing. Thank you for being here, by the way, because I know it's very difficult, but you're doing this to make your life better, and that's awesome. And you're also helping people out there who relate to your situation. So you had a late payment fee, but you paid off the card.
Can I rip it? Can I rip that
destroy
up?
it. Actually, what you should do is probably chop up the credit card, but go ahead.
Oh, I don't know where any of these credit cards are.
Rip it.
That's
Kill it. Yeah. End it.
Buy American Express.
Buy American Express. Do you have any car debt? Vehicle debt?
No, my 2 cars are totally paid off.
2 cars. What are the 2 cars?
I have a Chevy Equinox, a 2013 Chevy Equinox, and a 2013 Mercedes C300.
Which one do you drive?
The Equinox. Mostly.
Why do you have the other one?
That was my ex's car that I bought him. So
No, but you bought them. Why don't you go ahead and sell that? Pay off all this debt. Well, I don't know about all of it.
I know people have suggested that I do that a lot, but it makes me very nervous to only have one vehicle just because I work so much. And if something happens,
because what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that in the end you're gonna have an emergency fund, which it won't matter if something happens because then you go get yourself a car. So we don't need an emergency fund by having an extra car. Let's have an emergency fund by having the monies.
Can I wait till I have an emergency fund? Because my Equinox has like 250,000 miles.
What we could do? Okay, what do you think you could sell that car for today? Have you looked at all? Have you checked the Kelly Blue Book? There's other accurate sources as well. But okay, we can let's check that, because one thing we could do is we aggressively pay off the debts, we hold on to that car, and as we're approaching saving up the fully funded emergency fund, we sell that to close the gap and finish having the fully funded emergency fund, and then boom, it's there. But you bought it as a gift, sure, but you bought it, you own it, so that's good.
Yes, I own it.
So what is this? What am I looking at here?
This is my
property address. This is for a car or
my
for
house. Yeah.
This is your house.
Yes.
And an 8.5 interest rate. Bad. It's rough.
Yeah, I bought it in January. I don't know if that's what things were going for.
Well, with your credit score, it would be crazy.
No, my credit score was 750 at the time.
If you bought it now, who knows what this would be?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I bought within the 6%, and even that hurts. That was a bit much for me. 8%, you're not going to beat the stock market with this, so it's almost like maybe we want to pay it off early. So it just becomes a little more complicated at this rate. What's the total balance on this thing?
180. Oh, right here.
Oh.
So I kind of have a plan for this.
Remember that crazy monthly payment for that balance, because that's a crazy interest rate. And this takes a lot of money from you on a monthly basis. $1,925.12. Interest rate 8.5%. 233 months remaining. Paid off in the 40s. Oh, this is a 20-year loan.
I guess.
Interesting. I haven't seen someone do it personally. I've seen like commercial loans like that. You did take this out for yourself, not like...
Yeah,
Did you go through a business type thing or anything?
Well, I went through, like, as myself as a business. It has my name on it.
What?
Like, the title of the house.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. That explains the monthly payment being pretty high as well.
Oh, you mean because the amount of years is shorter?
Yeah. So most people do 30. 15 is an option, but you did 20, which is interesting. Some people are doing 40. Some places are offering 40 now, which is crazy. I'm just glad you didn't do that. Now this, we had no idea what the
this is my car insurance for both of my vehicles together.
Okay,
sorry,
so
that's AAA. Sorry.
Okay. And we have a checking account.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Now, vending machines at work and Amazon, Tractor Supply, Texas coffee thing. What?
Which one is which one?
What?
Never mind. Just go through it.
Why do so I know your Verizon bill is expensive, but why do I see so many polls from Verizon?
Oh,
Verizon,
I paid off all of my devices last month.
Oh, okay, good.
Because I wanted to, because my phone bill.
Does that make sense though, with the interest rates?
Because I wanted to try to get out of my phone bill and get something cheaper.
Oh, you're gonna switch? It's like Mint. We partner with Mint.
I was thinking about it. So anyway, this will take $50 off of my monthly payment anyways.
That's it.
Yeah. But I kind of
sent $100 to fund some account. I don't even know. And then Netflix and Amazon.
Oh, that's SoFi.
Oh, that was a transfer to SoFi?
That's my one and only little $100 savings.
Hey, it's a start. And SoFi's a good one. That's what I use. And Amazon. So, Hello Spore, Amazon, Mushroom Sup, Showman Theater, Amazon, Starbucks, PayPaling out money, Woody's Travel, some of that. Brookshire. Yeah. Some of that's gas.
Wait a second. That might
yeah, we'll see. Brookshire and...
Brookshire is a grocery store.
You're only going in and spending $20?
I'll go and get like dinner for the kids sometimes.
Yeah, I think we should probably meal prep.
Yeah, so
what are you doing spending $200? Oh, ATM withdraw $200, ATM withdraw $200, and there's your little cheap grocery store dinner. There's your Amazon grocery store dinner, Chick-fil-A. So we're certainly spending, so you don't go crazy.
So if you saw the last Starbucks, that's the day that I learned about you.
Have you had a single fun purchase since then? Be honest.
Not really. So if you go back to the beginning, there was a Texas coffee. That was for my son because he got shots that day. So I took him to get a smoothie and a muffin.
No one takes me to get smoothies after shots.
But after that, it's been pretty much HEB gas.
And we shouldn't do those one-off dinners at the grocery store.
No, I don't do that anymore.
And then that?
And then the 7-Elevens. That's like my son's. So I have not given him 7-Eleven in it's almost been a month.
Well, what is it? What's the purchase?
So when I pick him up from preschool.
Oh, it's the young one? He won't even remember it.
I know.
What is it? What's the purchase?
It's just like a smoothie and a fruit cup. Or it's like his little fun thing that he likes to do.
I want you to do that. I want you to be doing that not every once in a while. I want you to do that every single day. We get there by getting out of debt and having emergency fund.
Yeah. So I've told him no. Like,
dude, with your income, when you have a fully funded emergency fund, you're spoiling the out of them. You're honestly probably paying for the 15-year-old's college quite easily.
I am hoping to go in that direction.
Yes, but we need to get out of this now by, I'm sorry, cutting all the fun things. Now we have $1,000 of Fidelity. That's like basically nothing. And then $2,900 in a retirement plan. Is that all your retirement?
Pretty much.
Like $3,500?
Yeah.
Okay, that's dramatically behind for 36, and that terrifies me.
Well, I never even thought about retiring.
Well, it's time to think about retiring because your kids are going to be responsible for taking care of you if you don't.
I'll probably just die at work.
Well,
with my patient.
You never know. Something could happen where you can't work anymore. And whatever benefits and stuff, we can't necessarily rely on. We don't know where things are going to last from the government. You don't know what, who knows what it's like through the workplace at the time. So,
yeah.
Now, okay. We have 178. This is gas?
Electricity.
So I'll put that in your budget. So we'll start the budget. Electricity.
I think I sent you.
I have a couple more documents. So we'll see. Verizon. So what is this bill going to be now?
So hopefully it'll be $306.
Still so much. But that's you and your kids, right?
Me, my daughter, and we can't get internet where we live because it's such a rural place. So
wow,
yeah,
really.
Mm-hmm. So
we pay a lot of extra fees in our stuff to get internet to rural places.
Well, they didn't reach me.
Yeah.
So I have 2 hotspots. I was considering switching me and my daughter to a cheaper phone plan, but then
will it include the hotspots though? Because you guys need to have internet.
Well, I could still keep the hotspots on Verizon, and that would only be $90
then you can switch to
a
like
month.
Mint or something
But
like that.
this is the thing, because my daughter is only 15. She's under a family plan, like a parental.
Yeah, a lot of those places have family plans.
So the ones that I looked at, they don't have it where you can have parental controls.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Have to. So like on Mint.
But are they iPhones? What are they?
Androids.
I'm not sure with that, but sometimes in the phones themselves, you can set up parental controls.
How would I control it from? Like
you would set up the limits.
Is there like an app?
You would set up the limits of what they can use within the phone internally. So it's not going to be like an access from your thing. What are you afraid of her doing, dude?
Well, she's 15.
I know.
And so it has like GPS. Like I can find her location.
Have her share her location always, and just make it a rule. If she turns that off, boom, grounded. Like that. I mean, that can be a thing. I mean, if she's trying to go buy something, you're not going to be able to stop that with parental controls. So like, I mean, what are we doing here?
Well, and then because I'm not home at night too, so I can kind of control, internet is gone from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
You should be able to control that with the hotspot still, though. Maybe. I've never checked that, but
well,
have the grandparents unplug them.
Her phone has the data.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's different things. Let's look internal. To see if you can switch to a cheaper service. If you can't, maybe you can't, just because of that. Yeah. But also, I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids. They're stinky and smelly.
If you don't give them a bath.
I just have to ask, just because I was lucky enough to not have super overbearing, but I know some people that have had overbearing and they're a little more sheltered and had to come out of their own things and stuff. Do you think you're a little overbearing? Like, if we're not allowing cell service in the night, like what if there's an emergency?
No, so the way that ours is set up right now, she has a number of phone numbers that can access her, can call her, and this
sounds so. She's 15. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I can't talk on this. I'm just honestly more genuinely curious.
I do like how it shuts off the internet, because then she's not scrolling on TikTok all night long.
I don't use TikTok, so I don't know.
Me either. But apparently, it's a hip thing with the youngins. So.
Yeah. What if she does? She faces the consequences of being tired the next day, and let her learn, right? By being slogged and be like, I'm tired. What happened? Like, I don't know. Yeah. She's going to go off to college, right? And there's going to be no controls. It would be better learning some mistakes before that. I don't know. This is beyond what I'm certainly qualified to talk about. I like
15-year-old girls, man. You hear horror stories about.
No, I'm sure. And I know when I was 15, I was doing dumb as stuff, like really stupid dumb. But guess what? Because I did them, I was able to learn. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know though. Again, that's outside of my own knowledge and stuff. I think it's an interesting topic though. So we also, and then you said this is what again?
My AAA, my car insurance.
Oh, for both cars together?
Yes.
Cool. So it's about...
Yeah, it's kind of gone up a little bit over the last couple of months.
Why?
I don't know. Fees, or I don't know.
Have you missed...
No, I haven't. No, it's on auto.
Why don't you check why it's going up?
I just assumed that was a natural trajectory that it would go in.
I don't know.
I pay
the same amount biannually.
I thought about just paying it off, because it would.
You can, but there's no interest on that. So I want you to pay off. I mean, you can save a little bit by doing like biannual next time it comes up. But like, is it going to beat the 25% venture or discover interest? Probably not.
Yeah.
So we want to attack that right now. Okay. Gas. Do you pay for gas, or is it electric only?
No, I pay like $500 a month in gas.
Wow, it's interesting because it's not even in the warm the house type time of year yet. Why is gas so expensive?
Are you talking about car gas or house gas?
Oh, well, that's good to know too. So 500, because you have to drive far, right?
Yes, I commute like 100 miles a day.
Are you a contractor or W-2?
W-2.
Okay.
So I don't really. It's fine.
This is saying I wish we could write off a lot of it. But.
When I file my taxes in February, because I always claim 0, I will have a big chunk to like either put it in my emergency fund, whichever you recommend or pay off a bunch of this stuff.
Are you not properly? Wait. So you get a big refund?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because I always claim zero.
I mean, I know our boy Dave Ramsey is a big proponent of making sure that you're getting $0 back. You owe $0, you get $0 back. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I'm not overly strict about it, but it's like if you're getting a big refund, then
yeah.
I mean,
I think I'm just super afraid of.
It's already your money.
I think I'm too afraid that I'm going to owe something. But if you have an emergency fund,
it's not going to matter. So I would rather you have access to the money in the moment. And as long as you're not being stupid, we're properly budgeting, we're paying off the debt, we're getting a fully funded emergency fund. Mm-hmm. You should be able to manage it like an adult. So it shouldn't be that big of an issue. So instead of a big refund, I'd rather that money go towards investing, having the chance to compound. That's not the biggest concern.
So do you think I should change my W-4 stuff?
Yeah, I'd be looking at some options.
Put my dependents and stuff on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but building out the budget, that's my main concern right now. Gas for the house. Obviously.
No, we're not on gas.
So it's electric heating in the winter?
Yeah, there's no gas lines.
But that makes sense.
In our area.
Electric heating's expensive.
So, like through like that electric bill that I had, like probably $180 is the most I've ever paid, even with our
in the new house.
Yeah,
how many square feet is the new house?
It's like 1,700.
Okay.
But that's even with the air conditioner running 24/7. So, yeah. And my house has a wood burning fireplace.
That's nice. It's aesthetically pleasing too.
That might help in the winter.
Yeah, if it's well insulated and everything, and being a new construction, hopefully it is. But cool. So. You said your kid goes to preschool?
Yeah.
Is this a government preschool? Is this private?
I don't qualify.
Yeah. How much?
So as of right now, it's $560 a month. Oh, here.
It's actually not terrible.
Oh no, it's not here. I sent you a breakdown of all my expenses. I thought I did. So right now it's $560. But I think some subsidy programs are ending this year, like from COVID. So it might go up to $700 in January.
Oh, this is going to be a process. So I am actually just going to budget that in because it's going to come sooner than later anyway. Just for simplification.
Preschool processes. Ain't no joke, dude.
No, it isn't. No, it's definitely not.
My daughter, I could not afford preschool when she was little.
Electricity, yep. Car insurance, yep. We got that. H2 filter, so we need to do this for the well water.
Yes. It's about $150 or something.
Definitely don't want you getting dysentery, so we're chilling. Life insurance, there's no work program?
So that's, okay. I have that on me.
Life insurance, 122. Mm-hmm. Pet services, 44. Definitely don't want the pets to die.
That's for pests.
Did it pests.
Say and I don't. We can kill those scorpions.
Yeah. In one of my places, my second place I lived here in Austin, the scorpions were quite the pests.
Oh.
We had Morp the Scorp, who lived in the light. Morp the Scorp. Good guy.
No.
Safe.
We don't need those around little kids.
He protected us from intruders. Okay, $60 for dogs. Gas we already got. Garbage.
Yeah.
$100. What are the $30 subscriptions?
So actually, I think it's much less than that now.
Oh, I saw Netflix on there.
Yeah, so I think it's only Netflix and Spotify. Those are the only two. And that actually is...
Kids use Netflix?
Yes.
Kids use Spotify?
That's mostly me when I work.
Congratulations, you're listening to ads. I'll put in 16... I'm putting in 1677 for Netflix. You're canceling Spotify. Because I just want to see some sacrifice.
I canceled HBO and Disney already.
Sucks because HBO actually has good unlike Netflix, but...
Thank you. Now I feel worse.
I think the Max is also it's expensive though. And then so health insurance. This is after
No, so like the bottom half of stuff is like, so the top half is all of my like everything that's basically on auto pay. So the bottom half is more like my monthly expenses, my groceries and gas. And
which makes sense. But this health insurance, is that taken from your paycheck?
It's taken out of my paycheck.
Okay, so this is net. We don't have to put it in the budget because the 80.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
It's already removed of.
Now you have $800 for food.
Yeah. I spend like $200 a week at HEB, sometimes $150.
How unique are your meals?
How do I prepare them?
Are we having a specific new meal every single day?
No, I usually will make some like a crock pot full of stuff, like a whole thing, and then that'll be for the couple days or whatever.
That's pretty good. I like when on a tight budget, just because we don't have an emergency fund, not having emergency funds in emergency, we aggressively meal prep for a bit, like Sunday and Thursday, Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, whatever it might be.
I think I probably
I really think that could be 700. No, I don't. No, I think 800 is reasonable.
I think so. What's happened the last couple of weeks?
I think 800 is actually reasonable. So
I've kept pretty stocked well, and then so when my son is like, "Can we go to 7-Elevens after school?" I'm like, "Well, what do you want?" I want pizza. Well, we have pizza at home.
Yeah, which is good. We're doing that temporarily. Again, you're going to be able to spoil them very quickly, but we're just not until then. Toilet paper and things for school and things for this and that and this and toothpaste, whatever, makeup, all that good stuff. I'm going to give, before I add up the total, 200. Hopefully less than that. Yeah. But it's like taking into account sometimes, school supplies, sometimes, new pair of shoes is needed. Like if they just break them at school through track or whatever. Costs money to join sports programs. So it's just like stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're not doing that now.
Well, I mean, I put it in the budget.
Okay.
This is put in the budget, $200 on average on a monthly basis. Sometimes it'll be like $50, and then the next month that $150 can go towards that. So that extra $150 can turn it to $350, like for a school program. So you just got to be very smart how you're budgeting this. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then we got to add up the minimum monthly payments for debts. So again, this is a little difficult. So, for house, we obviously the mortgage is $19.25, 12 cents. What's difficult is once you catch up on some of the fees and stuff, I don't know what the minimum monthly payments are going to be on these cards.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm hoping that they're $3,000 right now for both.
With what I'm scheduled to get paid next month, or even within the next 2 weeks, I will probably have the minimum on both of those done.
You better.
Yeah, I mean that's over.
I'm just curious, like if we budget in the minimum monthly payments, I don't know what they're going to be. I'm going to assume $300 for both. Let's be conservative and say $400 for both.
Combined or individually?
Combined.
Oh,
what were they before that you were missing? Well, you're right.
So before,
that might be a bit low.
I was paying them off all the time before the whole trash.
Well, what was like the minimum monthly payment that you missed the first time? Do you know?
No, I have.
Okay,
it might have been 6 something.
Let's call it. Fine, 6. We'll call it 600. Again, this is. I'm just building this. And you need to adjust it to fit your situation. This is going to take a few months to get into. You need to sit down on a monthly basis, see how last month went on the budget, and see where we need to adjust for the next month. But this is just so we can put a plan forward.
Okay.
I'd make sure you're taking the match at your workplace. Okay. If there is, because that's 100% return on your money, which is going to beat any of these debts by 75%.
You look mad.
No, I just completely messed it up, which means I get to go through this.
Oh, no.
People always ask me, what high yield savings account do I use for my own money? Some of you know by now it's SoFi. I love them. It's great for my checking account needs. It's great for my high yield savings account needs. And right now I'm getting 4.5% interest on my monies. I love that rate on my monies. So if you want to get a great rate like that on your monies, just check out the link in the description below. I have a paid affiliate link there. You can get bonuses all the way up to $250, and I took advantage of that, and you should too. And
there's
you're
just
right.
Nothing
we could have rent for much cheaper in your area, and that would have been much better because I don't think you can afford this mortgage right now. Though it's a relatively percentage of your income because your needs are so high because of the daycare, because of the gas, because of where was it? The debt payments on the credit cards that we racked up. It doesn't fit in your spending. So, in terms of where you spent money, most of it was going to housing. Internet and phone is 7%. Transportation 9%. Necessary food going out to eat, not going out to eat. This grocery shopping like 16%. BS food total was only 0.8%. Childcare 2%, but you said that subsidy might end. Unknown shopping was about 8%. So unknown shopping. Amazon. We spent that much on Amazon. 8% of our spending went to Amazon. Bezos.
I did buy. That's my. So that I wouldn't go to Starbucks anymore.
That was $300.
No.
Okay.
But I did get one for my daughter too, because so that I didn't have to buy. So one of the vending, you'll see vending charges. I buy 5-gallon water bottles. Like I fill them up.
Yeah. Well, why though? You spend so much in the H2O thing, purifier on a monthly basis.
Because I can't drink that water.
Why?
From the well?
Then why are we paying for the purification?
Because it's very iron heavy, and I can't have that stuff going through my pipes and into my appliances.
3.8% went to like extra miscellaneous things, and then you took out $400 in ATM. We don't know where that went, but 4%. This was like the travel shop, the mushrooms, and car wash, and a theater. So that was like 5%. Either way, your budget. Minimum what you need to survive currently, according to the budget we created, is $5,885. Meaning, if no one that you're taking care of dies, your needs is 70% of your income, rounded 70%. So that's why we cannot afford the house you're in now. We can when we take care of some things, but 70% of your income is going to needs. That's way too much. That's ridiculous. That's death. That doesn't make sense. It gives you barely any wiggle room. So let us see what we can work with here. You need to follow this budget exactly, or else there's no point.
Yes.
Now, I would cut things from here that we put in. Like, I would personally cut the Netflix just for myself. I would also try to get the toilet paper fund down as much as possible. I'd try to get the food fund down as much as possible. And that might not be possible, but we're just trying. We're not going unhealthy. We're not doing anything dangerous, but I'll try my best. H2O filters, it's expensive, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Gas we can eventually get down. I think fuel efficient car might be the next purchase, just because of your situation, unfortunately.
I'm gonna probably run my cars into the ground.
Yeah, I know, but when that situation comes, I think you can save a lot of money on a monthly basis for most people. But for you, because you drive so far, so much, so often, we might need to do that. $306 for your phone bill again. If we can cut that down, if we can get this to an extra $3,000 a month instead of an extra $2,614.
Did you base that off of the 75 or 8,500?
85.
Oh, okay.
Average.
Okay.
I mean, I said what's average, so essentially what we need to do from here, first 2 months we're saving up a 1 month emergency fund.
So the next 2 months
we're doing minimum. Well, no. Sorry. First month, you're right. First month, you're not fully able to do this.
Pay the 2 cards the minimum on both of them? Okay.
First month and a half, you're doing that. First month and a half, you're doing that.
Okay.
So after that, then the next 2 months, 1.5 months, really, we're saving up a fully funded emergency fund. So 1 month emergency fund. So within 3 months, the minimum monthly payments in the car should be, we're going to round it to 4 because it's going to take some time to adjust into the budgeting and because our math wasn't fully there yet. So in 4 months, first we're taking care of the minimum monthly payments on those cards to get them back to normal, to make up for our fees, and then we have a 1 month emergency fund, which is $5,885.50 set in a high yield savings account like SoFi, which is what you already have. So that should take about 4 months to do.
Okay, so after the first month, which is this month, then next month I'll just start paying the minimums on the cards?
Yep, minimum monthly payment on everything. Now, after that...
And then how much should I be putting towards my emergency fund?
As much as possible. Again, it's the
okay.
extra $2,614 you have left on a monthly basis. We're putting all that towards these objectives. So whatever's in line and process, taking care of the minimum monthly payments, and then that 1 month emergency fund.
Okay.
So it should be 4 months. We've finished month number 4 with a little bit of flexibility, just getting into the process and into the groove. And then we have a 1 month emergency fund, and our minimum monthly payments have been taken care of on our debts. Okay. Actually, no, we can. I think actually we can do that in 3 months because we put the minimum monthly payments of the debt cards into the budget. So with that being taken out because you're making the minimum monthly payment on that first month objective, cool. We take care of that in the first month, and then we'll call it 2 months to get the 1 month emergency fund. So 3 months is done. We have 1 month emergency fund. Minimum monthly payments are back to normal. Now, with where the Discover card should be at that time. You pay that off in 3 months. So 6 months is done. Discover card is done. We have a 1 month emergency fund. The minimum monthly payments have been caught up. With where the venture card will be at that time-ish, hopefully.
Like half?
No, you're considering the minimum monthly payments staying where they are now and without interest accruing. So I'm going to say I'm just going to be over conservative and say it's about $10,000 at that time. But we have a little extra money because we have about $300 extra because the Discovery card no longer exists.
Yeah.
So it's starting to build, starting to compound, $2,900 to throw at it. That's paid off in 3.5 months. So 9.5 months, all of our debt is gone except for the house.
Maybe.
And we have a fully funded emergency fund. So from there, what I need you to do is a fully funded emergency fund, which is going to be $2,000 a month is what you need to survive in the worst case scenario. But we're actually going to extend it a bit because of your job. Let's do a 9-month emergency fund because people die.
So typically,
we're going to shoot
this
for
is the unusual year.
Okay, but we're going to shoot for $18,000. I'm going to make sure an unusual year doesn't happen again. Minus that by the $5,885 you already have in there. We need to save up an additional $12,115. We now have an additional $3,200 we can put towards it on a monthly basis. That's going to take 4 months. So it's going to take 13.5 months. Let's call it 14 months. And you are in like the basic spot of financial freedom. But that's good. That's a very good place to celebrate. That's somewhere you probably haven't been in a very long time.
No.
I don't know if you've never had a fully funded emergency fund. So you've never been
probably
here.
Not.
So this is great. Now, what I need you to do from here, I'm going to construct this a little different compared to most people because your interest rate is crazy on your house.
Okay.
50, 30, 20. 50% of your needs, 50% of your money is going to go to your needs. It's grocery shopping, school supplies, all that good stuff, and your mortgage and all that good stuff. And you should be able to fit it in there. The daycare makes it hard. And the gas makes it hard. It might be a little more than that. It might be like 55%.
This is his last year of daycare.
Good.
So.
And then he goes in the public school system.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. So that'll help us get to that 50%. So cool. 20% on a monthly basis is going to go towards investing. I would just throw that into your 401k.
Okay.
401k, I'd just be investing 20% of your money until it's maxed out.
So just put it in one of those, my Fidelity or
your work.
Oh, okay.
401k. Now, if that hits the max that you can contribute to a 401k, we're then maxing out a Roth IRA. But either way, on a monthly basis, and we can talk about this then, that's a different conversation. Either way, on a monthly basis, you need to be contributing 25%, because you're catching up on retirement. 25%. I would actually like to do more, but we're going to do something for this house. So from there, usually we have 30%, or in this case, 25% that can go towards fun. We're not going to do that.
I can't even think about fun right now.
Well, eventually. So we're actually going to let's do 20% towards fun at that time. And let's do an extra 5% thrown towards the principal of our mortgage. 5% of our net pay.
So just pay it to the...
so again, 50% on needs.
To the principal? That's what you mean?
So that's what I would do.
Okay.
With that, you're making sure that the house is paid off in a reasonable time. Now, once the house is paid off, we're probably... That extra 5% might want to go towards retirement, actually, because we're still catching up.
Yeah.
What you need to do. And the house, right now I'm on a 20-year repayment that might turn it into 15 years. Who knows? So that'll be really good.
All right.
Now, And that's good because that's an extra 20% on a very strong income, by the way, that you're able to spend on fun. So
14 months really feels... See, this is what I needed. I needed someone to tell me, like, because I was just like drowning and I didn't know like what direction, where to go. And so this is very... And steering like, 14 months and you're like set. Like that is so helpful.
Yeah, no, this is great. What's so exciting is in 14 months, you're 37 probably, and you still have decades and decades and decades of your life left, and it's going to be incredible, and you're going to be able to retire because we're starting to take care of that. You're going to be able to,
unless what do people do when they retire?
Well, when you retire, you can do whatever you want. You can work, but you also have the choice of not working.
I want to work.
You don't have to work as many hours as you're working.
Yeah, that's true.
You can spend more time with the kids, potential grandkids. You never know. But $1,700 is 20% of the money. That's what you can spend on a month on fun. That's a lot of fun money. Let's just say we're going out to eat $40, per going out to eat with the kids. That's 42 times a month you can go out to eat. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. You have so much money that gets to go towards fun. Yeah. Once we get out of this situation, we just sacrifice for a year and a little more. A year and a little more, and you're in a position you've never been in your life, and it's incredible. But towards the beginning of the conversation, we were making excuses. We were not accepting that what we've done was a mistake, which clearly the mortgage does not fit into here right now at $2,000 a month. It doesn't. I would have rented in your area. I saw things for $1,000, $1,200. That would have made a big difference right now. But either way, as long as you actually accept what I've said, follow this, and no longer make excuses, actually accept the responsibility for what you've done, you're going to live an amazing life. Yeah. But that's up to you going forward. Knowing yourself, what does the future actually look like now? You're leaving this room. What actually happens?
I feel very optimistic because it has a time goal and it doesn't just feel like forever.
But what do you actually do? What does it actually look like? You leave here? Do you follow this budget strictly?
Yes. Good. I would say 99%. It's just HEB gas. From what I'm
housing.
Mostly. Oh, well,
and groceries. Yeah. But yes, transportation is a big thing. Transportation and groceries is about a fourth of your spending. About 50% of your spending, 45.5% of your spending goes to your housing because it's ridiculous. But yeah. Any final thoughts? Any questions?
I feel really optimistic that this is doable. 14 months is totally doable. So I feel a lot better.
Then you're going to come on here in 14 months and you better be fully funded emergency fund. Okay. No more debt except for the house.
I'm going to email you sooner and be like, Caleb.
I hope so. Let's see. All right, for Daphne, when it comes to her Hammer financial score, spending her budget, it actually wasn't just that crazy when it comes to her spending. So 4 out of 10 wasn't good either, but it wasn't that crazy. Debt, not the worst debts we've ever seen, but still not great, obviously. 3 out of 10. Emergency fund, nothing really there. 0 out of 10. Retirement, dramatically behind, barely even got started. 1 out of 10. Real estate, it's going to be a lower score of 4 out of 10, and the reason is because it's kind of on a weird mortgage plan. The interest rate is really high. The market's not going to beat it on just general stock market returns on average, and it's a big percent of her needs category right now, and she got it without a fully funded emergency fund as well. So her overall Hammer financial score, 2.5 out of 10. And don't forget to check out those resources linked in the description below. They are what I personally use or would use in specific situations. If you want to be in an episode of Financial Audit and you're able to make it down to Austin, Texas, fill out the survey in the description below.